Hello, and welcome to English YouTube channel, your calm and friendly place to practice understanding real English. Today, we're going to talk about a feeling that is very, very common, but often very quiet. It's the feeling of loneliness. Almost everyone feels lonely at some point in their life. Maybe you feel it in a crowded room, or in a new city, or even when you're with people you know. It's more than just being alone. Today, we want to talk openly about what loneliness really is, why it happens, and what we can do about it.
You're right, it is a quiet feeling. People are often ashamed to say, I feel lonely. They think it means something is wrong with them, but it doesn't. It's a human signal, like hunger or thirst. It's our mind and heart telling us we need more connection. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of being human.
That's a beautiful and kind way to put it, a signal. So, let's start by understanding the difference between being alone and being lonely. They are not the same thing, are they?
No, they are completely different. Being alone is a physical state. It means you are by yourself in a room, or you live alone, or you take a walk by yourself. Being alone can be peaceful, creative, and restorative. Many people enjoy and need time alone. Loneliness, on the other hand, is an emotional state. It is a feeling of sadness or emptiness because you feel disconnected from others. You can feel terribly lonely at a big party where you know no one, and you can feel perfectly content and connected when you are alone in your home, reading a book from a favorite author or thinking of a friend.
That's so true. Loneliness is about the quality of your connections, not the quantity. You might have 500 friends online, but if you don't have one person you feel truly understands you, you can feel lonely. Or you might have a family, but if you don't feel heard or seen by them, that deep loneliness can appear. It's the gap between the social connections you have and the social connections you need or want.
Exactly. And it's important to say that loneliness can happen to anyone at any age. A teenager can feel lonely at school if they feel different. A new mother can feel lonely at home with a baby, even though she is never physically alone. A busy executive can feel lonely at the top of their company. An older person whose friends have moved away or passed on can feel a deep, chronic loneliness. It doesn't discriminate.
You mentioned chronic loneliness. Can we talk about the different types? Because sometimes it's a temporary feeling, and sometimes it settles in for a long time.
Of course, there's situational loneliness. This comes from a specific event or change in your life. Maybe you move to a new town for a job. You leave all your friends behind. For the first few months, you feel a sharp loneliness. It's a direct result of the situation. Often, as you make new friends and build a routine, this loneliness gets better. Then there's chronic loneliness. This is when the feeling lasts for years. It becomes a constant background noise in your life. You might have social interactions, but they don't seem to reach you. You feel isolated even when you're not. This is the most damaging type, and it can really affect your mental and physical health.
The health effects are real and serious, and we don't talk about that enough. Studies show that long-term loneliness is as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases stress hormones in your body. It can lead to high blood pressure, a weaker immune system so you get sick more easily, and a higher risk of heart disease. For your mind, it's closely linked to depression and anxiety. The feeling of being disconnected is a heavy weight to carry every day.
It creates a difficult cycle, too. When you feel lonely for a long time, you can start to see the world differently. You might become more sensitive to social situations. You might think, that person didn't smile at me. They must not like me. This can make you pull away more, which makes you lonelier. It's like your brain goes into self-protection mode, but it ends up building a higher wall around you. Breaking that cycle is the hardest part.
It really is. So, what can cause loneliness besides moving to a new place? There are many hidden causes in modern life.
Modern life is almost designed to create loneliness in some ways. We live in big cities, but we might not know our neighbors. We work long hours and are too tired to socialize. We communicate through screens more than face to face. A like on a photo is not the same as a hug or a conversation where someone looks into your eyes. Also, big life changes like retirement, divorce, or losing a loved one are huge triggers. Sometimes it's internal. If you have low self esteem, you might believe you are not interesting or worthy of friendship, so you don't reach out.
That internal critic can be so loud. I remember a time a few years ago when I felt very lonely. I had just changed jobs. My old work friends were gone, and my new colleagues were nice, but they had their own groups. I would go home every Friday and think, I have no one to call. I felt too embarrassed to call old friends, thinking I was a burden. I spent a lot of time scrolling through social media, seeing pictures of people having fun, and that made me feel 10 times worse.
Social media is a big one. It can give the illusion of connection while actually making loneliness deeper. You compare your quiet real life to everyone else's highlight reel. It's not a fair comparison. Thank you for sharing that. For me, I felt a deep loneliness after I finished university. Suddenly, the structure was gone. My classmates, who I saw every day, moved to different countries. The daily, easy conversations disappeared. I had freedom, but I also had this empty space. I filled it with work, but that didn't help the need for casual, friendly contact.
That transition period is so common. So, what do we do? When we feel this signal of loneliness, what are the first steps we can take? It can feel overwhelming to go make friends.
The first step is always the hardest, and it's an internal one. Be kind to yourself. Acknowledge the feeling without judgment. Say, I am feeling lonely right now. It's uncomfortable, but it's okay. It's a signal, not a sentence. Don't blame yourself. The second step is to start very, very small. You don't have to go to a big party. Connection can be tiny. It could be making eye contact and smiling at the person who makes your coffee. It could be asking a neighbor one simple question about their garden or their dog. A small, positive social interaction can lift your mood.
Those micro moments of connection are so powerful. Other small steps: instead of scrolling online, maybe send one text message to an old friend. Just say, I was thinking about you. How are you? Don't expect a long conversation immediately. Just reopen the door. Another idea is to find an activity based on a hobby, not just on meeting people. Join a walking group, a book club at the library, a cooking class, or a volunteer organization. When you are focused on an activity, like painting, walking, or cooking, the pressure to talk is less. The connection grows naturally from shared interest.
That's excellent advice. The goal is shared activity, not intense conversation. And volunteering is a special case. Helping others gives you a sense of purpose and connects you to your community. You see that you are needed and useful. That can fight the feeling of isolation very powerfully. Also, think about the quality of your existing connections. Maybe you have a brother or an old friend. Could you make that relationship deeper? Could you suggest meeting for a regular walk every week? Deepening one relationship is often more helpful than trying to find 10 new ones.
And we have to talk about professional help. If loneliness feels heavy and has been there a long time, and it's mixing with depression, talking to a therapist or counselor is a brave and smart step. They are a professional connection who can help you understand your patterns and build your social confidence. There is no shame in it. It's like seeing a doctor for a pain in your body.
Absolutely. Sometimes we need a guide to help us break the cycle. Finally, we can all be part of the solution for others. We can be the ones to reach out. If you think someone might be lonely, maybe a quiet colleague or an elderly relative, invite them for a coffee. Ask them a real question and listen to the answer. Sometimes the simple act of being a warm, welcoming person can be a lifeline for someone else. And helping others connect often helps our own loneliness too.
That's a beautiful final point. Loneliness can feel like you're in a bubble, separate from the world. But the truth is, there are many, many people in their own bubbles feeling the same way. The bubble is an illusion. By reaching out from either side, we pop it. To summarize, Loneliness is a common signal for connection, not a personal failure. It's different from being alone and can affect anyone. It hurts our health if it lasts too long. To fight it, we must be kind to ourselves, start with tiny connections, find activities we enjoy, deepen existing relationships, and not be afraid to seek help.
And remember, feeling lonely means you have a deep capacity for connection. Your heart wants to give and receive friendship and care. That is a strength. The feeling is the map, not the territory. It's showing you what you need, and you have the power to start walking in that direction, one small step at a time.
All right, that's it for today's listening practice. I hope it was useful for you. If you liked it, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. It's completely free, and it really helps me out. It lets you know whenever I drop a new video, so you never miss some easy English practice. Thanks a lot for hanging out and listening today. I really appreciate it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.